Well, Ryan, we won Super Bowl 60. I really, honestly, when we started the year, I did not think that was going to happen. Not even a little bit. But here we are sitting a Monday morning, Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I was optimistically predicting like 11-6 in a playoff win, and I thought that was a pretty bold take. But for us to have pulled off basically, I mean, I think objectively this is one of the most impressive seasons by a team ever. People will say recency bias or whatever, but if you actually dig into the numbers, so the Seahawks had the best point differential of any team, period, since 2002, I want to say, or even further back. So they surpassed and that's including playoffs as well. They surpassed the 2013 Seahawks in doing that. They lose 3 games total, and the point differential in those games was 9 points. So that's literally their 3 losses were by 3 points a game. They have to play in the playoffs their 2 division rivals, 49ers and Rams, who both got 12 wins in the season, back-to-back for a third time each, take care of business in those games, and then go up against what opponent was left at that point that had the highest DVOA in the NFL beyond the Seahawks. And I know the Patriots obviously put up a stinker, as we'll get into, but they are a good team. They're a really good defense, and this game felt like it was over after that Cooper Kupp catch in the first drive where that put us into field goal range. It just felt like once you got a feel for this game and saw that points were really going to be at a premium, it just felt like we could make the big plays the Patriots could not, and that was, I mean, there was a lot that was the difference in this game, but ultimately I think that was the biggest thing that separated them. But I think it's kind of funny. I don't remember the exact scores we predicted, but I feel like this Super Bowl, it's rare when you and I are so correct about how a game is going to go, because I think we were, within a few points of the final score prediction, but the general feel of this game is pretty much exactly what we were saying. We thought the Patriots had a good defense. We thought it would be hard to score, but we thought it would be almost impossible for this Patriots team to score the way that they had played during the playoffs, and that was exactly the case. I don't think the Patriots got past our 40-yard line until the fourth quarter.
I know. Isn't it kind of funny how all year, at least for me, I feel like I was just predicting incorrectly the outcomes of our games and how the season was going to go because the team was better than I thought they were going to be. And even I predicted 29-9 originally, but then as we got closer to the game, I thought they would score a little bit more than they did, but they ended up not. They ended up doing what I initially thought, which was the correct thing, because anyone that watched either team all year knows that we were the superior, in every side of the ball with defense, special teams, offense.
Yeah. I want to say at one point I threw out a 27-13 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I predicted, but
we can go back and look at it.
Honestly, this game, the Patriots are fortunate that it was not 50-13 because
look at the play that they just showed.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a walk-in touchdown for JSN if Darnold just gets a little more air under this. You had, honestly, 2 opportunities for big plays, one to Shaheed and one at the end of the half to JSN as well, that both could have been touchdowns as Darnold just had a slightly better throw. And then, obviously, the Kenneth Walker touchdown that got called back on a pretty weak holding call. I really don't like that holding call.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bummer, but he still won the MVP. So that's kind of how I look at that.
I know, but he would have had 230 total yards in this game if they hadn't thrown that. For Kenneth Walker's sake, I'm like, man, that's lame that you guys threw that flag. The game was already in doubt. It was barely a hold. Come on, let him play.
Yeah.
All that to say, the Patriots are fortunate that this wasn't like basically as bad of an ass whooping as Super Bowl 48 was.
Well, yeah, first downs for them were almost impossible to come by in the first half.
I think they had 4 in the first 3 quarters or something like that. I
Yeah.
think they had, at that point, more sacks given up than first downs acquired.
The sack thing, I didn't think it would be that dominant. But
and
it was.
It was crazy because it was coming, like, DeMarcus Lawrence made some good plays out there, and obviously Uchenna gets the defensive touchdown that we got. But, dude, Riley Mills.
That was
just
awesome.
Bull rushing Jared Wilson and, like, eating Drake May alive. That was really exciting because that's a guy that, we didn't even know if he would play this year as a rookie. And for him to show up with very little playing time and make an impact play like that just gets you excited about his future.
Yeah, did he even play? How many games did he play in this year?
I think he played in like 5 total.
Okay, because I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of him out there. But that was awesome to see him get the sack.
I think his first game was actually against the Rams at home on the Thursday night game.
Oh, really?
So it's hard. It's
Pretty
a little
much
hard
since
to remember.
then he's been playing then.
Mm-hmm. And we did go undefeated with Riley Mills out there. But Derek Hall got 2 sacks in this game. I think Boye Mafe also got on the board. So, guys that weren't really lighting up the stat sheet during the regular season just came to play against the Patriots. And
also, they didn't run the ball on us.
No.
I was looking at the numbers, and not even Drake May he didn't do much.
And he was their only rushing threat, really. Ramondre Stevenson, he would hit the pile and move it for a yard, which, there's something to be said for that value. But Travion Henderson, if he couldn't get past the first level, it was like basically a loss every play. Devin Witherspoon, he's on track to be a Hall of Famer, man. He's that kind of talent, I think. Like the impact he had on this game.
It was cool to see us
blitzes.
blitzing just in general, because I feel like we don't normally play like that.
Well, I think, I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast, but it seems like when you give Mike McDonald 2 weeks to watch your team, he finds your weakness. And I think he just was like straight up, these receivers cannot get open like Puka and Devontae could against us. Right. So we're going to bring more than 4 because this kid playing quarterback is 23 and he's not going to know where to dump the ball off quickly most of the time.
It was pretty annoying seeing Mac Hollins get a touchdown on us.
Yeah, at least we made them fight for it, and that was a great throw and catch. But, yeah, I was bummed because I wanted to get the first shutout Super Bowl. That would have been really satisfying.
I will admit, when they got that touchdown, we were up 19-7. I was like, oh, no. Please, no.
That was the only scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because there was 12 and a half minutes left and we were only up by 12.
And we had seen that story before against that team.
But Drake May.
Yeah. That was also my argument to myself. I was like, Drake May is not going to do that. He barely did that. I feel like our defense kind of, I don't know, Tariq Woolen gave up that deep ball to Mac Hollins. Like, if anyone I would have guessed were to give up that play, it would have been him. And then usually when he does something like that, he just kind of makes up for it the rest of the game. So I wasn't really that worried.
Yeah, I never felt like the game was in doubt at all. I will say, to give the Patriots credit, their defense is absolutely legit. And I knew Christian Gonzalez was good.
He's really good.
He is the only reason why this game was still competitive at halftime, because he single-handedly, literally, prevented like 2 touchdowns in that game.
And the Shaheed one.
Yeah.
Right?
So on that same note, I thought Darnold played the game we needed him to play, but I think he himself would say this wasn't his best game. He was a little off on a few throws. That one to JSN before half, when he's playing his ability, that's a touchdown 10 times out of 10 to JSN there.
Yeah, but The only thing I would say to that is we knew all along this was the game he needed to have for us to win a Super Bowl. So
I
guess
give him a B plus because he didn't turn the ball over, and for the postseason he gets an A plus because he didn't turn the ball over at all, and he took sacks when there was nothing there. Which I mean that always sucks, but sometimes the best thing you can do is punt the ball away. And this was a game. Speaking of punting the ball away, I think. In all 60 Super Bowls, you would be hard-pressed to find a better punting performance than what Michael Dixon did.
And kicking performance that Jason Myers did. He kicked 5 field goals.
Performance, because I don't know if you noticed, but on a couple of those field goal kicks we had, the snap was not perfect.
Really?
Yeah, Dixon had to like grab it off the ground and put it in place. Yeah, it was little things that made me wince during the game, but, Myers was money. Special teams, Seahawks were number 1 by a good margin in DVOA for special teams this year, and that showed up in this game. When we pinned the Patriots back at like the 1 yard line,
when
the
we
fourth
like
quarter,
ran back and tapped it back in.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, they're not doing shit here. Like you're not gonna march 95 yards down the field.
I know. They were in that situation a lot, too, I felt. Well, or at least it felt like it, because they weren't getting first downs, and it was just like... I'm still... Even though I knew it was going to happen, I just still, in the back of my mind, was expecting, like...
something to go wrong.
This can't be this easy. And it just kind of did feel like the Bronco game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not... from the get-go, because that game was like, I don't know if we're ever going to see something like that again, but the Patriot game, I don't think the score reflects how the game actually went.
And that's also like further why the Walker penalty bothered me, because I feel like 36-13 would have been a lot more reflective of how the game actually went than 29. But I mean, that's still a 16-point victory.
Yeah.
So that's a plenty of points there.
I want to see a play that really fired me up.
Yeah, what put the fire in your gut, Colby? Let's see. I'm guessing it's a Walker run. Oh no. Yeah, the Darnold escaping. So I will say
that was a very nasty move.
The thing that impressed me the most about Darnold in this Super Bowl was his escapability and his pocket presence. Yeah, because those are the kind of things, like, I'm sorry, Geno would have, like, maybe fumbled on that play. And that was the thing that drove me crazy about Geno for 3 years. Is like, he'd play mostly pretty dang well, but he just had fucking horrible pocket presence at the worst times. Darnold all year has been mostly excellent in those situations, and he was perfect in this game. And just, again, understanding that each field goal basically felt like a touchdown in a game like this. So
I would agree with that.
The Patriots, again, to Mike Vrabel's credit, he had an excellent game plan for this game. I think if you asked him honestly at any point last week, he would have been like, oh yeah, we don't have much of a chance here unless the Seahawks make a bunch of mistakes. So I think the Patriots blitzed on like 70% of plays in the first half or something like that. And while they were on offense, they didn't get a lot of first downs, but the Patriots were really playing the field position battle with us a lot in that first half in particular. And there was a ton of drives the Seahawks had to start at the 10-yard line or so. And when they were punting to Shaheed, they made sure to put an obscene amount of hang time on the punt, so he basically had to fair catch everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think they let him take a single one out of the end zone as well. So they did everything they could. I think they just needed a hero game from Drake May in this game, and it was not happening.
No, in fact, towards the end even, like in the critical moments, like where he threw that pick or even the strip sack after that, I was just like, man, this is... I know a lot of people are saying it, but it was true. Like, this moment was too big for Drake May. And I don't know if he'll be back anytime soon because he has a really fierce quarterback competition in the AFC. I mean, even in his own division. And I would imagine the Chiefs will bounce back at some point with their 9th overall draft pick this season. And
yeah, I think next year is going to be tough with them, with Mahomes potentially not even being available at the start of the year. However, it's a top-tier organization, clearly. So I think they'll be back as long as they have Mahomes as their quarterback. It's not like he's going to suddenly suck, more than likely. So, yeah, this was the best chance for the AFC to have someone else win a bowl, and no one was up to the task, evidently. So Seahawks win just kind of by virtue of being truly the best team overall.
I know it did kind of feel like this season it was like all the good AFC teams behind the Chiefs were like, no.
Like, here you go, Seattle.
We don't want it. And then we were like, okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Like, that is truly how it felt. And no one throughout the entire AFC, like, once Josh Allen went down in the Denver game, I was like, as long as we don't fuck this up, we have this.
That's why the Rams game was so nerve-wracking in the lead-up, because I think everyone who knows about football, has some ball knowledge, knew that was the real Super Bowl. And, I mean, that game was phenomenally more entertaining for the average viewer than I'm sure this one was. People are saying this was a boring Super Bowl. I don't care. I had the time of my life.
I'm glad it was.
Yeah.
For them.
I
hope we are back next year and we play in another boring Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hope we win the Super Bowl 3-0 next year. Everyone has to watch that.
You know how stressful that's going to be, Ryan? Stopping them from getting into field goal range.
We have won a 3-0 game before under Mike McDonald.
Do you think the
Oh,
Rams,
yeah,
Or was it
against the
6-3?
Bears. Are you thinking of the Bears game?
Yeah.
do you think the Rams and or the 49ers would have just beat the Patriots like this?
I think the 49ers would have been in a tight game with the Patriots. I think the Rams would have won more on the order of like 34-20 against them, but I think they would have won. I loved Barnyard.
Yeah, I was telling Colby earlier, if he had like 2 more catches, you could argue he was the MVP.
He just did the thing that he did all season, where like he made a few impact plays and then catches a huge touchdown.
Yeah, I feel like the thing with him is I remember like every play he makes because he's so critical. Like every time it's like 3rd and long or even 1st and 10 and we just dump off to him and he gets a first down. And it's usually by he looks kind of clumsy at first, but then he gathers himself and gets like the first down.
Yeah, Barner, I don't even know what it is about him, but he's emerged to be like one of my favorite Seahawks players.
Yeah,
I just
he's awesome.
love the guy. And I remember when we drafted him from Michigan and like that interview he had.
He's a Natty winner and a Super Bowl champ.
There was something about his attitude where I was like, this guy's got the stuff. Like I don't know what kind of player he's going to be, but that's the kind of like vibe that I think helps build a championship team. And
yeah.
The one thing that's like a little bittersweet about all this, and I mean it's a reality of the game, but this Seahawks team was so tight, so together, and so fun to watch. I'm a little sad that we don't get to watch them more. We got to see as many games as we possibly could have with them, and they won like 90% of them. But this was a special team this year, man, and I hope that they can keep this core together as long as possible.
Well, I don't see why not.
Well, money, reality.
I mean, yeah. Were we talking about Ken Walker and his contract on the podcast, or was that before?
We haven't really. Yeah, that was before we started filming.
Okay, yeah. Because
I think they will keep a lot of it together. But you're gonna have a guy like a Kobe Bryant, a Boye Mafe potentially leave.
Yeah, because their rookie contracts are expiring.
Yeah, I guess let's just get into that and start to slowly turn the page onto 2026 here. So, here's our unrestricted free agents: Rashid Shaheed, Josh Jones, Boye Mafe, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jobe, Chaz Surratt, Kobe Bryant, Tariq Woolen, and Derek Young. I think you'd be lying if you said anything other than a lot of those are pretty important players on this team.
Yeah, I would want to keep Shaheed, but I could see him getting a big payday somewhere else.
I feel like our priorities are going to be Shaheed and Walker, considering how critical those two guys were to our postseason run. We have Brady Russell, Cody White, Brandon Peely, Drake Thomas, Jake Bobo, Crystal, and AJ Finley all as restricted free agents. And then Ty Okada and George Holani both as exclusive rights free agents. So all those guys I just mentioned, you still have club control over because they're not unrestricted free agents. And they're all guys that make $1 million or less a year, like no more. And all that to say, those guys you can retain very cheaply. Like, it's not an expensive venture to hang on to any of those guys. And I think most of them probably will be back. I could see a situation where a guy like Jake Bobo maybe just is the end of the road for him. But who knows? They like him a lot. He had a great play against the Rams. But I think guys like... I don't know. I look at guys like Kobe Bryant, Tariq Woolen, and Boye Mafe as kind of the most likely to seek as big of a deal as they're going to get.
There's no way we're going to extend
all of them.
A safety that isn't a starter. Or I mean, I guess he does play corner sometimes, but...
Well, Kobe was our full-time strong safety this year, and Love was the free safety. But the thing is, Ty Okada, he's an exclusive rights free agent, so we can get him back for like $1 million. And I did not see a drop-off of play from Kobe to Ty. In fact, Ty made...
I thought Nicky Minori was our strong safety.
He is more of a nickel most of the time. So he'll play like in the box as a linebacker and then play as a nickel, but he doesn't really actually play safety.
I thought he just like was all over the place for like disguise purposes.
He is, but we still have two safeties. It's the big nickel formation. So they got two safeties back and the
Big Nick.
Yes.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think a decision has to be made there. I kind of feel like we maybe have to re-sign Josh Jobe if we're going to let Woolen go. Because, I mean, Josh Jobe isn't the best corner in the world, but he's good.
Maybe they all want to stay.
And get more fucking rings.
If
We don't know what the hell their attitudes are. Like,
if our whole offseason is just retaining all these guys, I'm fine with that. Like,
because, I mean, we were just talking about it earlier. The tightness of this team is even tighter, I felt like, than the 2013 team.
I think it's significantly tighter.
And the 2013 team, we kind of now realize was, like, toxic as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing that's different in the type of culture that Pete Carroll was building versus what Mike's been building here. Pete was all about compete, you know? That was his whole mantra. So he collected some of the craziest fucking personalities in the league that a lot of people didn't want because they're so fucking crazy.
And he let them be who they were.
Yeah. And he had a way...
that was an even worse addition to the equation.
Yeah.
It got us a Super
Well,
Bowl,
yeah, it should have gotten us too. I mean, everyone acknowledges that. And, you know, up until that pass and for a few years after that, he managed to keep the whole thing together with, you know, like Richard Sherman and 20 guys with similar personalities. And, you know, Russell Wilson comes with his own weirdness, obviously.
Yeah.
I think you could make an argument Cam and Bobby were like the only normal humans in the Legion of Boom defense. Oh, are you looking at Stephon Diggs spinning the ball down 22 in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left? That was like one of my favorite moments of the game.
That's nice. Because it doesn't even matter. Like,
Yeah, it's funny though. I mean, all of the best plays the Patriots made were in garbage time, and Drake May still had to make like really good throws to do anything, even in prevent, you know.
Yeah, but like that's what he was good at last season. Remember, he was so good at garbage time because they were already down by like 20.
So here's my take with Drake May. I still think he's a really good quarterback and he's 23. Like, he's got a bright future. I think he is right now a victim of being anointed too early. I think it was utterly preposterous that he was only 1 vote shy of winning MVP over Stafford. I can't believe how close that ended up being.
Well, because you clearly saw the difference of the two quarterbacks in their play based on the way they played against our defense.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me that Drake May deserved it over Matthew Stafford? Really?
No, Matthew Stafford
threw for over 300 yards 2 different times.
He kind of cooked us twice.
Yeah.
The only time we held Matt Stafford in check, we lost that game, which was weird. But, I mean, that's the NFL for you. But, yeah, Matt Stafford this year had one of the most impressive. He had the type of season I didn't know he was capable of. So I have changed my stance.
Kind of like when Aaron Rodgers had his late long-haired MVP season, and we were like,
2021.
Oh, damn.
Like, yeah,
I didn't think you were like capable of still doing this at this age.
Yeah, he
and
seemed
that's kind of
like
how I feel like about Stafford this year. I'm like, all right, damn, okay, you're the best quarterback, I guess, because
yeah, I mean, he just was
Mahomes
this year.
and company are all hurt or just 4-12. So.
Yeah, I think Stafford's a Hall of Famer for sure. I don't think he needs to do anything more in his career to cement that. I was firmly against him being a Hall of Famer like 3 years ago, even after the Super Bowl win.
Same, because he didn't really have the numbers to back it up other than he threw for 5,000 yards a couple times in Detroit.
There's a reason why his name was Pat Stadford for a long time. I'll just say that. But
you mean Stat
Padford, thank you, yeah. Yeah, I mean, his late career, like late 30s, to be this good, because I think really the last 3 years he's been fucking phenomenal whenever we played against him, and just this year it finally showed up in the box score. But yeah,
we just gotta hope his body and his unhealth catches up to him, because Tom Brady was always. I've heard him say this multiple times, how he's like, oh, the smartest I ever was and the best I ever was like in my 40s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Can Matt Stafford just fucking retire, please?
They don't necessarily play a similar style at all, other than the fact that at this point in his career, Stafford is slow as fuck, like Brady.
And he just had his MVP season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Stafford
like,
had.
God damn it, are we gonna have to deal with him for like 4 more years?
Well, it makes every potential future run we go on that much more legit, though. If we do have,
it is exciting. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
and I do like watching him play. I'm just like, the Rams already are so annoying. So
yeah, having McVay and Stafford paired together is annoying. It's crazy they're like the same age too. That's got to be a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
But couldn't really be much happier with how would it be possible to be happier with a season than to win a Super Bowl against the team that took your soul away 11 years ago in the 49er stadium.
Yeah, we had to deal with that for over 4,000 days, Ryan.
That's crazy when you put it that way. Yeah,
on this highlights video is hilarious. It's been 57 years since a QB drafted by the Jets won a Super Bowl.
God, how Jets fans got to be like at a lower point than we could really comprehend, because they watched us take Geno Smith and turn him into a winner. And then they watched us take their like number 3 overall pick and win a fucking Super Bowl.
And I saw something the other day. They also used to have Jason Myers and Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
We have like all of their players.
Yeah.
Why would we do the best when someone leaves us? Like if Sam Darnold ever leaves the Seahawks, he's destined for horrible.
Yeah, unfortunately, his career is married to us now. If he ever goes elsewhere, it's going to be a trade, and we're going to get like 7 first-round picks out of it.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I know.
I think everyone likes him too much.
I like him too much.
He doesn't need to prove anything else. He won a fucking Super Bowl.
No, he literally...
He can just take the money and just chill and be a good quarterback for us.
Well, and what's crazy is the contract we signed him to, like, we don't owe him that much money. the next 2 seasons. So we have some flexibility here that a lot of teams just don't have.
There's a possibility of actually, if he sticks with the Seahawks and maybe get another Super Bowl, maybe Hall of Famer. Like, I don't know.
He's got a long way to go before we get to those conversations, I think. But I mean,
another Super Bowl.
he has what has he won? Like 30 something games in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we won 17 this year, then 14 last. So
last
31
year.
wins in 2 seasons.
I would say
That's got to be like probably the most ever for a quarterback in 2 years, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if
probably.
he wins another Super Bowl for us, then that's a conversation, right?
Yeah, I think once you get to a combination of 2 between MVPs and Super Bowl wins, you can start having the conversation. That being said, there's some guys out there with 2 Super Bowls that I'm like, yeah, you got the rings, but were you that good?
Like,
Eli Manning.
Wilson cooked.
I think if you actually watched Russell Wilson's career, you're a lot like higher on his Hall of Fame status. I just think the whole body of his first 10 years is so phenomenal. That should count for something. Also having a Super Bowl. Like, if you add up the totality, I think he's got 11 Pro Bowls or something like that. All-time franchise record for every passing stat in Seattle. Most wins for the first 10 seasons. I think like second most touchdowns for the first 10 seasons. So there's a lot of
I
things
feel
you
like
can point to.
I mean, I think he's probably a Hall of Famer.
I don't think he's first ballot.
But I think I don't know if he'll ever get in because of the bias,
Yeah.
Controversy.
personally. And the drop off to certain I mean, Bill Belichick didn't make first ballot Hall of Fame. Which
Yeah. Well, I mean,
honestly fuck him.
like
but,
as far as what I think the Hall of Fame will do, I straight up don't know if he'll ever make it, but I would vote for him is all I'm saying. But
Russ or Bill.
well, both, but
Yeah.
specifically Russ in this. I think it's ridiculous Bill didn't make it in, but also fuck him. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I think everyone feels that exact same. Like, yeah, he should have, but fuck him.
But like I'll just say this. I think I could point to like at least probably like 10 or 15 quarterbacks that are in the Hall of Fame that I'm like, you seriously think that guy is better than Wilson? Like, no. He has better stats.
He did have like the best deep ball ever,
Yeah.
which has to count for something in a football.
And kind of hard to define metric, but he literally changed the game. Like Bryce Young, Kyler Murray, guys like Caleb, just Tua, like all these quarterbacks that are smaller that got picked like number 1 overall. That wasn't even a conversation before Russell Wilson got into the league. They literally were like, he was supposed to be like a 6th round pick or something just because of his height. That was the huge thing when he was coming out of Wisconsin. And the only reason why the Seahawks got to get him in the 3rd round was because he was 5'10" and 3/4 or whatever. And he's the only guy at that height besides Fran Tarkenton in the 70s he's the only one that's won a Super Bowl, first of all. And he's also the only one that's had like that amount of success. Look at all those other guys I mentioned. They've all not been very good in the NFL. Like, Bryce Young is showing some flashes, but he hasn't reached anywhere near the heights so far that Wilson did by his first 3-4 seasons in the NFL. So
Yeah, it'll be nice to see how Sam Darnold develops over this post Super Bowl win and see if he turns into a crazy person like Russell did and like I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the fact that he's already 28, and I feel like around that age you're kind of almost cemented into who you're going to be as a person. Whereas, Wilson went from being like this dorky guy wearing Hawaiian shirts, wins a Super Bowl. Within 2 years, he's dating a fucking superstar and is like a mega celebrity. Like that, you know what I mean? Like he was younger, went down kind of a wild U-turn path in his life, like divorcing his first wife and everything.
Sam Darnold, I think, is more humble because he's not like he's not like the best quarterback.
Dude, he's just a team fucking player, and that's what I like so much about Sam Darnold is, he's not the most consistent quarterback we've watched. He reminds me of like a extreme version of Hasselbeck, kind of. And I think we brought that up before, where it's like when he's playing hot, you're like, damn, this guy is fucking good. And the talent he has is as good as anyone in this league. There's a reason he's number 3 overall pick. But, the lows do look ugly, but he does not quit.
He hasn't looked low pretty much since the Rams game.
That first Rams game, yeah.
I mean, he did throw a pick in the second Rams game too, but we won that game.
Yeah, and I think he had 2 turnovers in that second Rams game, but the way he just kept battling and the drive he put together in overtime, basically had to throw 2 game-winning touchdowns at the goal line to win that game. That, to me, was like, that was Sam's moment where I believed we could win a Super Bowl with him. And I believed at that point, it was so fucking annoying all playoffs long to listen to all these lazy commentators say, eventually Sam Darnold's going to make a mistake in the playoffs. Like, why? Because he played a really good Rams team on a bad line in Minnesota and got sacked a bunch. Like, that defines his entire career.
In
Like,
his only playoff game?
yeah, it was
After
so
winning
fucking,
14 games, and then he
it's
did
so
it again.
lazy. Like,
Yeah.
even now, like, the guy just won a Super Bowl. Ryan Clark is taking, like, 10 quarterbacks in the NFC, not the NFL, before Darnold. Like, this guy's not ever going to get the respect he deserves, at least not anytime soon. And I don't think that bothers him. The mantra for Mike McDonald is,
He certainly
we do not
doesn't
care.
let himself look like it does in any of his interviews because he has the same answer and almost like he's not even really paying attention to the question once it's asked because he's just like, yeah, I don't really care. I just want the guys in the locker room to know that like I'm doing this for them, blah, 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 blah.
Sam kind of seems like he's eager to just, like, go play Rocket League or something in most of his interviews, or, like, have a beer, or, like, play some golf.
Someone throw him a Coors Light in the locker room, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. Did you see that interview with Devin Witherspoon in the locker room?
I don't think so.
He has.
I haven't seen many. I need to go on.
the locker room.
Dude,
are really fun.
It just speaks more to what we've been saying about how tight this team is, because Devin Witherspoon has his newspaper with Sam Darnold as like the Super Bowl champion on it. He's like, look at my motherfucker here, Sam Darnold. It's just like the way he was going about it is so funny.
Remember when we drafted him in JSN and they met DK and they both looked like little like puppies?
Yeah.
And now DK's gone and they won us a Super Bowl.
It is crazy to look back on, like DK, Geno, Lockett, big guys for our team for a number of years.
Geno, how do you think that guy feels? He leaves the Seahawks.
He forced his way out of here.
We
too.
win the Super Bowl. He goes to the Raiders. They have the number 1 pick, and it's going to replace him.
Yeah.
Geno had like an amazing career because he got his payday. Like,
Dude, yeah, he is generational wealth now, so he can't be feeling too down,
it's
honestly.
Like he fucking did as best he could.
Yeah.
It's a shame no one's gonna remember him. All right.
Yeah, but man, we'll have to put together a compilation of like some of the stuff in the locker room.
Yeah,
it's
you know
pretty
what's funny
phenomenal.
about that is I like mentioned that, and then I just watched a video that was literally like everything I described. I was like, Jesus, that was fast.
Yeah.
Like, but it was cool. Like it was. I'm gonna have to steal some stuff.
You see the clip of Mills talking about like getting that sack.
Yeah, didn't he just say like, I just kind of like bull rushed straight through his face or
Yeah, he
something?
was just like, I just wanted to go right through his face. He was just like so.
And he did.
Yeah.
He tackled like 2 people at once. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Brought down May with just like one hand, getting like tackled from this other guy.
It is just crazy though that we got to wipe away that fucking horrible just the biggest trauma moment as a Seahawks fan was that interception.
Yeah, I think I saw someone post today if like 2 plays go different in history, the Seahawks might have 4 Super Bowl wins at this point, and that's kind of true because if they just don't call that hold in the first Super Bowl when we're about to maybe go up by 3, they could have hung on to win that game, and then obviously don't need to talk about the 1-yard line at all anymore because we have excised those demons. But yeah, I mean, if you told me that we had to go through all that to not just win another Super Bowl, but build another core like the Legion of Boom that you look at now and you're like, I mean, for the next like 2 to 4 to 5 years, like most of these guys are gonna still be on this team. They got the quarterback in place. They got both tackles on the offensive line locked up for a long time.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's really satisfying about all that is you kind of think our window is starting to open. Well, the Niners and the Rams, how many times did they go to the NFC Championship and we've been kind of irrelevant over the past 6 years?
Yeah.
And how many Super Bowls do they each have? Well, the Rams won one, but
Yeah, 49ers win to 2, but they still haven't won one since we were like 2 years old, so.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, so actually, since 2002, the only teams that have either made it to the Super Bowl the same amount of times as us or more are just the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Eagles.
yeah, because the Eagles have been to the same as us. They're 2-2.
Yep, they have the same record as us. So
We're kind of now they're kind of our sister franchise.
yeah, the 2 bird teams.
So the Seahawks are kind of quietly like.
We've established
low-key, like, fuck.
Loki gonna win the Super Bowl.
We're low-key gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, but I think someone mentioned it. The Seahawks have, I believe at this point, firmly established themselves as a top-tier franchise in the NFL. I think they really have been since, Paul
Once
Allen
you
bought
get
the team.
2 Super Bowls, it's pretty much not really a conversation anymore, too.
Yeah, because barely over half the league has done that.
Yeah.
A lot of teams still don't. A lot of teams still haven't even made it to one, which, man, that's rough.
Yeah.
But and if they in this next chunk of years here, while they have this core together, can get another one, like you move into that top tier echelon all time.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like the Raiders, the Commanders, or Redskins, whatever you want to call them, and then the
Niners,
Broncos.
Patriots, Broncos.
I'm just talking only teams with 3.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
I think that's only
So,
them.
Broncos, Raiders, and Commanders. That's so funny
Yeah.
that the Commanders have 3 Super Bowls.
The Redskins in the 90s were fucking nasty. Like
Really?
Like when I was looking at all-time DVOA rankings, the 91 Redskins are like number 3 all-time or something like that. Like above.
Who was even on their team?
It's not someone I would know, but yeah, I mean, it was before we were even
This
born.
seems
But
like this,
yeah.
like, so if we get another one, 3 Super Bowls, you're kind of getting into,
yeah, let's see. We got 6, 8. So only 10 teams have 3 Super Bowls or more, unless I didn't count that correctly, but I think I did.
So we would automatically be a top 10 franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's crazy to think if we had won 4, we would already be like a top 7 franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because, it's obviously Patriots, Steelers, Cowboys, Niners, and then it's, I think,
Chiefs have 3.
The Chiefs have 4.
Oh, that's right. I
The
always
Giants
forget they won
have
Super
4.
Bowl 2.
The Packers have 4.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy. The Steelers are all the way up here with the Patriots because were they getting all these in the
they
The
got in the
70s.
70s.
So that's like
Packers got 2 in the 60s. And then one
The Raiders
in the 90s,
got-
one in the 2010s.
How many? The Raiders have 3?
Raiders have
Raiders have 3, I think.
yes, right here 3.
Yeah, that was like all in the 70s and 80s, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
like,
Certainly hasn't been while we've been watching.
No. They haven't been good since the 80s, basically.
Yeah.
I guess they were in a Super Bowl in 2000, but they
Or 2002 against
or
the Bucks,
2002. Yeah.
and they got fucked up.
Yeah.
What's funny though is I guess they were actually leading in that game to start, but then they ended up losing by 4 touchdowns. So it's just that must have been terrible to watch as a Raiders fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of putting a bow on this whole season. I think 2013 will kind of always have to be the default favorite year ever, but this is right up there for me. I think the postseason run was actually more impressive this time around, considering like 2 divisional opponents. Still having to go through a Hall of Fame quarterback in Drew Brees, Kaepernick when he was good, and then Peyton Manning. That's impressive as well. But
Yeah.
we're splitting hairs. Both of those teams, this one and 2013, 2 of the best ever in my opinion.
I think this one's pretty unique because I've never been a fan of a team where like they surprised me with a championship.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You felt the 2013 one coming for like 2 years.
And then the Mariners entering this year, I thought that they would be really good. And then once they got their players, I was like, we could win the World Series. And then they almost did.
Mm-hmm.
But like this team, I just didn't really force it. I thought we were a playoff team.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were a Super Bowl winning team.
At what point was it not until after the regular season when you were like, oh, okay, we're gonna win this? Like, at what point?
When we beat the Rams on Thursday
I
night,
think
that's when I began to believe.
I think
Yeah,
the
same.
way.
Once,
You'd be- I was
yeah.
like, we're gonna take care of business.
yeah, I don't know. That Rams game was interesting because I was like, I said we were going to win, but I really only said that because you left. I didn't know Sam Darnold was capable of doing that because I hadn't seen him do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did it, and I was like, oh, damn, yeah, we could win the Super Bowl because if we just win out, we have a bye week.
Yeah.
And once you get a bye week in any sport, it's like that just makes your chances so much easier.
Well, literally every time the Seahawks have gotten the number 1 seed, they've went to the Super Bowl.
Right. So
all 4 trips.
who's to say we can't do it again next year?
Yeah, we do have a tougher schedule next year, but that's okay. I enjoy having tough games. We had some cupcake games.
We also finally won the Super Bowl in our blue jerseys.
Yes, full redemption.
We're
Perfect
We're 1 and
victory.
2 in those. We're 1 and 0 in our whites. Yeah, I think if we go next year, we're gonna have to wear our.
The white ones.
Well, it'd
Yeah.
be so cool to wear the throwbacks, but I don't think we ever would.
I think they'd have to change to them full time to do that, because you have to have a primary uniform for the Super Bowl, which is dumb.
I want to get the Super Bowl 60 patch and go to a tailor and get them to put it on the JSN jersey.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool for the throwback one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, one benefit of winning the Super Bowl beyond the obvious ones is we have a much shorter wait in the off season. A whole month less of waiting and not watching anything fun compared to every other team. We already had the Senior Bowl, so I gotta catch up on what happened there. Now that we're moving into the off
Well,
season.
doesn't the combine start in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, when is that?
It's it probably starts February 26th. It's usually the last week of February.
Mm-hmm.
So
that'll be fun to pay attention to because I feel like there's no dominant college players.
I know,
You'll
like
kind of have to do
Jeremiah
your
Love
research
and
for this
like
college draft.
yeah, who's that quarterback? Was it Mendoza?
Yeah.
I know like 2 players in this draft right now.
Yeah,
so
and then
we
Trinidad
have to change that.
Chambliss.
I have heard that name too.
I kind of like his name.
And then in less than a month from now, I believe free agency is going to start. So that you're gonna see a lot of moves happen here. The Seahawks, they're looking for their next offensive coordinator now that Kubiak is confirmed going to the Raiders. It sounds like they're already circling the wagons on the guy they want. So probably have some updates on that for the next episode.
I will say every offseason, there's been 2, but the offseason after you win the Super Bowl or championship, it's kind of just like Yeah, I mean, it sucks to see you go, but we won the Super Bowl.
You got the
so-
job done, so
Yeah,
it's like
we achieved what this all is for.
Mhm.
So you can go.
Are you
know?
worried about not having Kubiak?
No, I'm not.
No, not really.
I don't think that they're going to, because like I mean, this team won 10 games with
and
Ryan
I saw they
Grubb.
were hiring internally or looking to.
Yeah.
So,
So I think a offensive system is something you can sustain regardless of who the coach is if you have a culture like this in place.
Okay.
I was more worried about some of our defensive brain trust getting nabbed up. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we have a guy
Boye.
like Leslie Frazier.
oh,
as-
you're talking about.
yeah, as a assistant head coach,
Yeah.
and I mean that guy was a coach for a long time. I think he really helps in unseen ways that we don't necessarily see as fans.
Mhm.
So I'm glad our coaching staff didn't get completely vultured.
Yeah, is that what is his name? Durde?
Aiden Durd.
Yeah, is he still our D coordinator?
Yeah.
But Mike McDonald still calls plays.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that'll continue next year.
Yeah, we'll see. McDonald is the only guy ever to win a Super Bowl as a defensive play caller, so that's kind of cool.
Wow, that is cool. It's pretty cool. He's like the new hot name because he's like him and Sean McVay have both won a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan hasn't. And I did appreciate Kyle Shanahan's quote when he was at the Super Bowl and he was like, I know you guys want my expert opinion, but I really haven't scored any touchdowns the last 2 times I played them.
Yeah.
That was weird to see him like
Just
being
full concession that we're just way better. that made me have some more respect for Kyle Shanahan, honestly.
And he
'cause-
thought that the Seahawks could blow the Patriots out because he knew, like, I've played them enough. They can fuck you guys up. And they did.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny to see that, but yeah, I mean, Mike McDonald. I love that our defense is called the Dark Side. That's like their new nickname, and I feel like he's kind of like the dark side version of McVay and Shanahan because
Yeah, he
he's defensive
is.
play caller, you know, but
I
he's like
know.
young, just like those guys. Has this play sheet during the game, but defense is inherently more like physical and
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
better to
It's
have
just
a
cool.
better defense and a better offense.
I agree.
Yeah, that's proven correct almost every single time. So
Yeah.
all right.
Well, that's going to do it.
Yep. We'll start the off-season JR Takes shows next week probably. We got a lot of research to do because I haven't been thinking about 2026 at any point this season. It's been all or nothing.
Yeah, but now we get to, like, relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we did that. We accomplished, like,
The
why
hardest thing
you
to
play
do
football.
in sports. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be kind of like playing with house money this offseason.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
And since, you know, I have a certain someone's draft pick in fantasy, that'll be playing with house money too. I'll have to do my research on who I want to take high in the draft.
You gonna cut the feed, Colby? I don't really want to talk to this